Hi, I'm Lance Lambert. Thank you for tuning in to the Vintage Vehicle Show again. You remember last year when we were at the Grand National Roadster Show, we had such a great time that we are back again this year, 2002, back here in San Mateo, California, the Grand National Roadster Show. That's the good news. The great news is, guess who's behind the camera? You longtime viewers remember when the show used to be on every week and it was really good? Well, that was because Tim Stansbury was the man behind the camera and the producer of the show. Tim came up from Los Angeles to take over the camera duties here. He is here with us. Wave to the people. All right, that's our boy Tim. So we're going to have a great time. We're going to see a bunch of cars, meet a bunch of great people, do the usual that we do every week with Tim at the helm. So just kick back, relax, enjoy the show.
You broke my heart because I couldn't dance. You didn't even want me around. And now I'm back to let you know I can really shake 'em down. Do you love me? I can really move. Do you love me? I'm in the groove. Now do you love me? Do you love me? Now that I can dance. Watch me now. Hey, work, work it out, baby. Work, work. Well, you driving me crazy. Work, work. Just a little bit sold out.
if she will leave, that would be the solution. And don't come back no more. Mother-in-law, my mother-in-law, 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 oh yeah, mother-in-law, my.
Dooby-doo dum 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 doo dum 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 dooby-doo dum softly darling dooby-doo come softly darling dooby-doo come softly darling dooby-doo come softly darling, come softly, darling, come to me, stay. You're my obsession forever and a day. I want you to know I love you so. Please hold me so tight. All through the night, I speak softly, darling. Hear what I say. I love you always, always. I've waited so long for your kisses and your love. Please come to me. From up above, come softly, darling. Come softly, darling. Come, I need you so much. Wanna feel your warm touch. Dum 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 doo dum doo dum 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 doo dum doo dum 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 doo dum.
About a year ago, some of my car buddies from Seattle, who I really don't like that very much, brought me a poster autographed by this guy, and I can't repeat what he wrote on the poster, but they asked you to write that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, and you know, it was funny because what they asked me to write on there, I thought, is this a joke? Or is this something dead serious that somebody wanted on?
And I'm still trying to figure that out. Dean Bryan is standing next to me. Dean is the builder of this beautiful Merc. This is a 50 Merc?
Yeah, it's a 50 Merc we used in the movie Gone in 60 Seconds, and the old car from Cobra with Stallone 22 years ago. And, well, we had a little incident out here trying to put on a show for everybody. We had a little problem. And
this was a big deal down here at the show.
Well, we're hoping that what we did caught all the public out there and awared them that, you know, we do have the Grand National going on this week, and hoping and praying that everybody get off their couches and bring the kids and come on out and be with us.
Yeah, well, tell them what happened.
Well, we took the car out to do a publicity stunt for the Special Olympic children and the diabetes children #1. And all of a sudden, we went out and we fired this old Merc up from the movie. And the worst thing in the world that I've ever wanted to happen, I never knew what might happen, and I've wrecked cars and movies, airplanes, you name it, in 40 years. It just coughed. And when it coughed, I was on fire. So you could not have asked for something showboating, I guess they call me, but I didn't prepare it. The people that seen it thought it was great. It damaged the car a little bit, but we can fix that real quick and get it ready for the rest of the shows up through Sacramento, Portland, and Seattle.
The damage is a weekend's work for Dean. It's like 6 months' work for you and I.
No, we're going to have it all done, and I got a good chance now that for 22 years I wanted to French a bumper in the back of that car. Well, I'm going to French it now. Have it ready for Sacramento and Portland and Seattle.
You're going to be up in Seattle then?
Oh, yeah, I'll be up there with the show. We're out on tour with Dan Sear, and we're going to go up and have a good old time and hope all the people up there come out and see me. I'll sit and talk to them, do whatever they want me to do. But we have a special little place in my heart with all the cars and all the years building them. I build movie cars. I got the Janet Jackson car that we just finished her video, and we did a movie with Woo with that pink Cadillac, and we also Coolio and Snoop Doggy Dogg. We did his rock video with him 2 years ago. That car will be on display. Then the old Merc and my new Rocket. The new Rocket's got a new movie with excuse me, all the heck. It's Danny DeVito in November and Arnold Schwarzenegger in April.
Wow.
It's kind of hard-hitting movie. The car's full of diamonds. They chase it, and I try to get them all. But
It's been real obvious what a classy guy Dean is by one thing that he's done down here that he does everywhere. He has a table set up, he's autographing posters, he's giving them out, and some of his contemporaries do that, and the money that they get for that goes in their pocket. Dean has a bucket that the money goes into. Tell us where that money goes.
that money goes to my children at the Special Olympics and the diabetes #1. I get nothing off it. I do this for the kids. The studio, Jerry Brockheimer, has graced me enough with the posters to be sold for charity. And I sit there, I'll talk to you, I'll sign them, do whatever you want me to do. I'll stand on my head if it'll make $1 for the Special Olympic kids. These kids are so special. You get around 15, 20 of them, and you look and analyze them. And you look at your own children that are grown, and you say, I was graced so graciously by God that my children never got any kind of diseases. But if there's anything I can do for these children, believe me, I'll step up to the plate and bat. But the kids are what it's all about in life. I don't care about grown-ups. They take care of themselves. The children is something that it touches you. You see a little child in a wheelchair, and you just want to take him out and make him walk. But we can't. So what we do is we sponsor and we pound the pavements day after day, trying to raise money for uniforms, whatever they may need. And I try my hardest, and I hope that once, if I can just touch one child and know that he grew up to be somebody, then I've did my job on this earth. Now, I can't say no more.
Well, Dean, you're a classy guy. It's great that you do that. And when you get to Seattle, I think you'll find a lot of support in that department. The people up there really appreciate what you're doing, and I think they'll help you along with it.
Honeycomb, honeycomb. Well, it's a darn good life, and it's kind of funny how the Lord made the bee, and the bee made the honey, and the honeybee looking for a home. And they called it a honeycomb, and they roamed the world, and they gathered all of the honeycomb in the one sweet fall. And the honeycomb from a million trips made my baby's lips. So honeycomb, won't you be my baby? Well, the honeycomb be my own. Got a hank of hair and a piece of bone, they made a walking, talking honeycomb. Well, honeycomb, won't you be my baby? Well, the honeycomb be my own. What a darn good life when you got a wife like a honeycomb. Honeycomb. And the Lord said, now that I made a bee, I'm gonna look all around for a green, green tree. And he made a little tree, and I guess you heard what then? Well, he made a little bird, and they waited all around until the end of spring, getting every note that the birdies sing, and they put them all in the one sweet tone. For my honeycomb, oh honeycomb, won't you be my baby? Well, the honeycomb be my own. Got a hank of hair and a piece of bone, they made a walking, talking honeycomb. Well, the honeycomb, won't you be my baby? Well, the honeycomb be my own. What a darn good life when you got a wife like a honeycomb. Honeycomb. And the Lord said, now that I made a bird, I'm gonna look all around for a little old word that sounds about sweet like a turtle dove. And I guess I'm gonna call it love. And he roamed the world looking everywhere, getting love from here, love from there. And he put it all in a little old part of my baby's heart. Oh honeycomb, won't you be my baby? Well, the honeycomb be my own. Got a hank of hair and a piece of bone, they made a walking, talking honeycomb. Well, honeycomb, won't you be my baby? Well, the honeycomb be my own. What a darn good life when you got a wife like honeycomb. Honeycomb.
Well, we come all the way here to San Mateo from Seattle, and what do? We find an interview with Jack McCandless of Des Moines. Jack, it's good to see you here. We saw you at the Seattle Roadster Show last year.
Yes, you did. I had 2 cars there.
You had a great-looking Rambler, and you also had this 71 Ranchero. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I've owned the car since 1972, and at that time I haul diesel and everything in it. But upon retirement, I decided to go for it. So it's been painted in Hazeldale by Roger Orr. The mechanics was done by my cousin Gary Schaefer in Beaverton, Oregon. And it was upholstered in Auburn by Mark's Upholstery.
What do you have for running gear in it?
Have a Ford 9-inch, which was what it come with, 411 gears. Got a C6 transmission, stall converter 2000, shift kit. The engine is the original 429 Cobra Jet. We bored it 30 over, and got Blue Thunder heads on it, stainless valves, 2 4s. We've got a nitrous system.
You going to be showing this up in Seattle?
Yes, I'm going to hit all 4 shows this year.
So Dan's treating you pretty good, is he?
Very good, very good.
The Rambler's not here. To be on my show, you have to have a Rambler.
Next year, fella. Next year.
All right, Jack. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, the shark, babe, has such teeth, dear, and it shows them pearly white. Just a jackknife has old Maggie Heath, babe, and it keeps it out of sight. You know when that shark bites with his teeth, babe, scarlet billows start to spread. Fancy gloves, though, wears old Maggie Heath, babe, so there's never a trace of red. Now on the sidewalk, ooh, Sunday morning, lies a body just oozing life. Eek, and someone sneaking round the corner. Could that someone be Mac the Knife? There's a tugboat down by the river, don't you know, where a cement bag's just drooping on down. Oh, that cement is just, it's there for the weight, dear. 5 will get you 10, old Mackie's back in town. Don't you hear about Louis Miller? He disappeared, babe, after drawing out all his hard-earned cash. And now Maggie Heath spins just like a sailor. Could it be our boy's done something rash? Jenny Diver, ho, ho, yeah, Sugie Tawdry, ooh, Miss Lolly Lenya, and old Lucy Brown. Oh, the line forms on the right, babe. Now that Maggie's back in town, I said, Jenny Diver, whoa, Sugie Tawdry, look out to Miss Lottie Lenya and old Lucy Brown. Yes, that line forms on the right, babe. Not that Maggie's back in town. Look out, old Maggie is back.
Chubop, chubop, my baby. Chubop, chubop.
Hello, stranger. It seems so good to see you back again. How long has it been?
Seems like a mighty long time. Chubop, chubop, my baby.
It seems like a mighty long time. Oh, my. used to be. Ooh, it seems like a mighty long time. Chibop, chibop, my baby, ooh. It seems like a mighty long time.
Chibop, chibop, my baby. Chibop, chibop, my baby. Chibop, chibop, my baby. Chibop, chibop, my
Yes,
baby.
I'm so
Chibop, chibop, my baby. Chibop, chibop,
you're
my baby.
here
Chibop,
again.
chibop, my baby.
Oh, if you're not gonna stay, please don't tease me like you did before, because I still love you so. Although it seems like a mighty long time. Chibop, chibop, my baby, ooh. It seems like a mighty long time.
Chibop, chibop, my baby.
Oh, my,
Chibop, chibop, my baby. Chibop, chibop, my baby.
I'm so happy
My baby. Chibop, chibop.
that you're here.
There's a car that I noticed several months back that has appeared on the cover of a bunch of magazines. It's been featured in a bunch of magazines. It's one of the hottest cars in the country. It is here, and the builder, Randy Clark, is standing next to me. Randy, tell me a little bit about the car.
It's a 1949 Chevy that we totally stylized. We built a custom frame for it, used independent front and rear suspension. It has an LS1 Corvette motor with a 6-speed transmission, full leather interior. It's kind of a car that we had in the back of our heads for a number of years, kind of a fun car. And fortunately, we had a gentleman by the name of Mr. Chris Williams that asked us to build it for him after seeing some artist renderings of the car. And we took it back to Detroit and won the Riddler Award with it in 2001.
As most of you know, the Riddler Award is the best you can do, and with a car like this, it's a really prestigious thing to do. And Chris Williams, that you mentioned, this thing that was surprising to me when I was talking to you yesterday, Randy, is he is from Gig Harbor.
Yes, he is. He lives in Washington. He has a home in Washington. He's lived up there, the way I understand it, all his life.
So we're going to see this car cruising around. You mentioned that it's going to be after the show circuit this season. It's going to be on the road.
On the road, it'll be a driver. We're going to take it to the Detroit Autorama for the 50th anniversary, and then the car will be driven weekly. Maybe not daily, but weekly.
All right. Well, Randy, thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you.
You betcha. This has been a really great time here at the Grand National Roadster Show in San Mateo. We are going to come back next week. We're going to have a part 2 on this. And this young lady standing next to me, Kira Wildflower. Kira, what have you thought of the show so far?
It's really great.
I understand that you have a very mean and grumpy grandpa.
Yes. So in the morning.
And what car is your grandpa here with?
He's here with the M80.
The M80, that red 49 Chev, right? He didn't seem so grumpy to me.
Well, sometimes he is when he gets very anxious because he likes to be in lots of things and he loves his car.
Okay. Well, let's say goodbye to the audience, and then let's wave at your grumpy grandpa. Okay. See you next week. Bye-bye, grumpy grandpa. Hi, I'm Lance Lambert. Thank you for tuning in to the Vintage Vehicle Show again, as seen on TV. If you watched the show last week, you saw part 1 of the Grand National Roadster Show here in San Mateo, California. We are back. It's part 2. We're going to do the same thing we did last week, meet some really neat people, see some really neat cars. So what do I tell you every week? That's right, just nestle into the couch, have some munchies right there, kick back, put your feet up, put your arm around your wife or your kids, and watch the show. Enjoy. See you in a while.
Finding a job tomorrow morning. Got a little something I wanna do. Gonna buy something I could ride in. I'll take my girl dating at the drive-in. Our love's gonna be written down in history, just like Romeo and Juliet. I'm
gonna buy her pretty presents, just like the ones in a catalog. I'm gonna show how much I love her. I'll let her know one way or the other. Our love's gonna be written down in history, just like Romeo and Juliet. About love and romance, just wait till I get myself straight. I'm gonna put Romeo's fame right smack dab on a date. Oh, right now I'm speculating, wonder what tomorrow's gonna really bring. If I don't find work tomorrow, it's gonna be heartaches and sorrow. Our love's gonna be destroyed by a tragedy, just like Romeo and Juliet. 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 Just like Romeo and Juliet.
Kiss me each morning for a million years. Hold me each evening at your side. Tell me you'll love me for a million years. Then if it don't work out, then if it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye. Sweeten my coffee with a morning kiss. Soften my dreams with your sigh. Tell me you love me for a million years. Then if it don't work out, then if it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye. If you must go, no, I won't grieve. If you wait a lifetime before you leave. But if you must go, I won't tell you no. Just so that we can say we tried. Tell me you love me for a million years. Then if it don't work out, then if it don't work out, then you can tell me goodbye.
This has been a fantastic show, and there's somebody to thank for that. Dan Sear, you've done a great job here at San Mateo with the Grand National. Tell us a little bit about how this is going and what you have planned for Seattle.
Well, the show's going really great. This year we have probably the largest gathering of really top quality America's Most Beautiful Roadster participants. I know you've got a lot of this footage on film, but boy, 14 cars entered. Probably 10, 12 of them are really serious contenders. It's a special award, of course, our 9-foot trophy. And boy, the show is just set up great, and these cars are just gorgeous.
How many of these cars do you think are going to end up in Seattle?
Right now, I've got, not all Roadsters, but I've got 12 cars committed to go to Seattle that are the top-end cars, customs, Roadsters, hot rods from here.
Yeah, these are the nationally known cars.
Exactly, and or will soon to be nationally known as a result of their appearance at the Grand National Roadster Show.
The Seattle show, we're pretty proud of ourselves up there, and that show is really, the last couple of years that you've had it, has been really nice. Do you think it's going to be at the level of the Grand National or Sacramento?
It's my goal in hopefully near term here, but surely over the longer term, to have the Seattle Roadster Show have the status right next to, never will exceed, but right next to the Grand National. Our top award in Seattle is the Roadster d'Elegance, carries a $5,000 prize. Cash prize and a very nice trophy with it, and that's pretty close to equivalent to what the winner of the America's Most Beautiful Roadster Award will get down here.
Some of the viewers have a question that I'll put to you. My Rambler took a first place in its category at the Seattle Roadster Show last year. Some of my friends are accusing me of that being a terrible, terrible mistake on your part.
Whoa, now you caught me off guard. We don't make mistakes.
Yeah. See, he didn't make them.
Every bit of it.
That's right. So,
friends, lighten up on. Lighten up.
Yeah. And it was probably the best looking Rambler there, and perhaps the only Rambler there. But Dan, we're looking forward to you being in Seattle. This is going to be a great show, so we'll see you there.
Thank you very much.
Made my heart an open book. Why haven't I told you? Friends ask me, am I in love? I always answer yes. Might as well confess if the answer is yes. Maybe you may love me too. Oh, my darling, if you do, why haven't you told me? Da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da, Friends ask me, am I in love? I always answer yes. Might as well confess if the answer is yes. Baby, you may love me too. Oh, my darling, if you do, why haven't you told me? Da-da,
I always have to be careful when I use the term legend, because that sort of means like, you got to be like 200 years old to be a legend, and that's not the case at all. But we have a legend standing next to me, Mr. Bones Noteboom. Bones, it's nice to have you on the show again. We had you on from Sacramento a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I had 3 cars there that year, and the whole family was there. The wife had a car, my son had a car, and I had a car there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a family affair. The Buick behind me, I am seeing this in all the magazines. It has made quite a hit on the circus. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I'm really, I guess, proud of this endeavor here. Going back to Sacramento, I built a 46 sport wagon, I called it, with wood on it. That was a one of a kind. And when I sold it, I started with a Buick 50 Sedanette, and was just going to make a cruiser out of it. And when I sold the other one, I said, boy, wood's in. So we decided to make a Woody out of it. And I went to Steve Stanford, who's a real good rendering illustrator, and we sat down and we drew this car up, and it came out exactly like the drawing. I mean, there's some stuff that he put on the drawing that we did that didn't know was on the drawing.
Woodies have been popular, of course, for years and years and decades, but we keep reading about it, and I think it's obvious that station wagons are getting more and more popular.
Yeah, I think so, in all years. You see the younger kids coming up with and finding 59 through 70 wagons and lowering them and cruising them, having a good time with them. It's like they can put their buddies in it and have a good time instead of having just their little old coupe or something. So, yeah, I think they're really coming on and holding.
Well, me and my good buddy Bones, we've known the station wagons have been hot for a long time, right, Bones?
Yeah, had a good time with them. I'm building a new one. I'm building another Woody. So next year on the circuit, you'll see me and be able to talk to me again.
What is that, Woody?
I'm building a 39 Lincoln Zephyr. Yeah, and this car is really nice in its own, but this other one is really going to be wild.
You're going to be prepared for all the people that come up to you with your 39 Lincoln Woody saying, oh yeah, I used to have one of those.
Yeah, especially when this one was a 4-door to begin with. So
okay, well, Bones, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, good.
My tears are falling 'cause you've taken her away. And though it really hurts me so, there's something that I've gotta say. Take good care of my baby. Please don't ever make her blue. Just tell her that you love her. Make sure you're thinking of her in everything you say and do. Take good care of my baby. Now don't you ever make her cry. Just let your love surround her. Paint a rainbow all around her. Don't let her see a cloudy sky. Once upon a time, that little girl was mine. If I'd been true, I know she'd never be with you. So take good care of my baby. Be just as kind as you can be. And if you should discover that you don't really love her, just send my baby back home to good care of my baby. Be just as kind as you can be. And if you should discover that you don't really love her, just send my baby back home to me. Take good care of my baby. Well, take good care of my baby. Just take good care of my baby. Oh, take good care of my...
Less than 2 weeks ago, I was at the hot rod fabrication facility in Auburn, Washington, and the car behind me was up on a hoist. It had no interior. It was bare metal. It was primer. Bill McLaughlin, Ray Camacho, how did you do it?
Lots of coffee. Lots of coffee, lots of hard work, and many hours by everyone involved, the whole shop.
I mean, literally, this must have been, you were grinding on this until you put it in the trailer and headed it out.
Yeah, me and Josh and Dale Selly and Josh Ewing, we stayed up 24 hours on one shift and then loaded in the trailer and then headed straight down to get here at 3:30 yesterday, and 4 o'clock they opened the doors. So we barely got it in, but it looks great, and it's in progress. It's not finished, but it's basically the gist of the car, and it looks pretty good, I think. So,
Ray, I've seen you at lots of shows next to this car when it was just metal. Must feel pretty good to have the real deal sitting here.
It does. It's a real nice feeling to have people come up and say they saw it at Tacoma or Seattle show or Hot August Nights in bare metal, and then to have them see it now. It really, it means a lot to me to have the people.
You can have this at the Seattle show?
Absolutely, absolutely. We're hoping to drive it in.
Bill, what's in the works out at Hot Rod Fabrication? What you got? What's the next big project to roll out of there?
We got a cool 39 Ford coupe that has an injected flat head and Ford 9-inch. They're real nostalgic, but with late model stuff. You got to keep them under control there. And let's see, what else? We got a 40 Ford convertible that you guys seen on your show that's going to be done here soon. And what else do we got there? We've got so many dang cars in there. I had 36 Ford Phaeton, 4-door.
Have you ever worked on a Rambler out there?
I sure have. It's one of the best cars I've ever worked on in my life. I'm thinking about getting one myself.
Let's see.
Wait, you sold yours.
No, I still have.
Oh, okay. He still has it. That's right.
And that's the one you got.
Cameo. We got a really nice Cameo pickup that's lowered, and it's gonna be really trick. So
I'm here, and that's a gorgeous car out there.
Right. Yeah, it's really neat, and we're changing his mind on interior. So he's going with Jamie that's doing the interior in this, Jamie McFarland. So we got quite a bit going on. It's just hard to recommend. You know, my sleep has been very minimal lately, so I'm kind of stuttering. So.
Well, that's what happens when you come down to this show, the Grand National. You attend the car show the entire time. You never party. You never like pop a beer. There's never time for anything like that when we're down here. So honest, crisscross. Hey, thank you very much, gentlemen, and we will see you in Seattle.
You got it. Absolutely.
Tonight you're mine completely. You give your love so sweetly. Tonight the light of love is in your eyes. But will you love me tomorrow? Is this a lasting treasure, or just a moment's pleasure? Can I believe the magic of your side? Will you still love me tomorrow? Tonight with words unspoken, you said that I'm the only one. But will my heart be broken when the night meets the morning sun? I'd like to know that your love is a love I can be sure of. So tell me now, and I won't ask again. Will you still love me tomorrow? So tell me now, and I won't ask again. Will you still love me tomorrow? Will you still love me tomorrow? Will you still love me tomorrow? One, two, three. Oh, that's how elementary it's gonna be. Come on, let's fall in love. It's easy. It's so easy. Like taking candy from a baby. ABC. ABC. Falling in love with you was easy for me. what about love? Basically, it's as easy as pie. The hard part is living without love. Without your love, baby, I would die. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's easy. It's so easy. Like taking candy from a baby. Hey, 1 and 1 are 2. 1 and 1 are 2. I know you love me, and oh, how I love you. How I love you. Don't try to fight it, 'cause it's easy. It's so easy. Like taking candy from a baby. Hey, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's elementary. It's gonna be. Come on, let's fall in love. It's easy. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's
I'm about ready to wrap up the show this week, but I saw something that was just too cool. I want to find out. This is really neat, the flames on your shirt. Where did you get that?
I don't know.
They're flames, aren't they? They look really neat. Do you have a car yourself that has flames on it like that?
No.
Well, we are going to end the show this week, and we're going to tell the people. In fact, why don't you tell the people to watch the show again next week?
Watch the show next week.
You heard the man. Watch the show next week. We will see you then. We'll have more footage from the Grand National Roadster Show. See you next week. Hi, I'm Lance Lambert. Thank you for tuning in to the Vintage Vehicle Show again. If you were watching the show last week, you know we were in San Mateo at the Grand National Roadster Show. We're back again. We're going to show you a lot of great cars. To begin with, I want to show you this beautiful 59 Plymouth. This is owned by Sherry and Richard Zilke. Nice car.
Well, thank you very much.
And tell us a little bit about the history. It's a new creation, right, this season?
Brand new. This is debuting this show, and started out as a stock 59 Plymouth Fury, and we chopped it down a couple of inches, added 60 Buick headlights, 57 Buick grill, 57 Chevy bumper. On the rear is 55 New Yorker, Chrysler New Yorker rear bumper, upper bumper, which I modified, and then the 60 Buick rear bumper. The hood is actually, the scoop on the hood actually came off of a 66 GTO.
Sherry, how much input have you had in building this car?
Well, I have to put up with them during the construction. That's
And that's no doubt is challenging.
yeah, and I have a little input on the color too. You know.
Are you going to be up in Seattle at the Seattle Roadster Show?
I got to talk to Dan Sear about that, see what we're going to do. I was there last year with one of my cars, so we'll see what happens.
Well, as you know, it's a show that's growing up there, and love to have you up there.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Future of the car, a few more shows, and is it going to hit the road at some point? Or?
Yeah, well, from here it goes to Dan Sear's show in Sacramento for sure, and Paso Robles it goes.
Good guys.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got a few shows to go to.
Well, you have yet another masterpiece. So thank you for taking the time to talk to us. All right, thank you.
Well, I went to a dance the other night. Everybody went stag. I said over and over and over again, this dance is gonna be a drag. I said over and over and over again, this dance is gonna be a drag. I said over and over and over again, this dance is gonna be a drag. But all at once it happened. Well, the prettiest in this world. Please, won't you come over and talk to me and be my girl? I said, I want you to come over and talk to me and be my girl. Please, won't you come over and talk to me and She said that she was sorry that I was a little bit late. She would wait and wait and wait and wait for her steady date. She would wait and wait and wait and wait for her steady date. She would wait and wait and wait and wait for her steady date. Now my poor heart was broken. All of my life, where had she been? But I'll try over and over and over and over again. I'll try over and over and over and over again. I will try over and over and over and over again.
Each one of Dan Sears' shows, he has a featured builder. Well, the featured builder here at the Grand National this year is the gentleman standing next to me, Mr. Steve Frisbee. How you doing, Steve?
Pretty good, thank you.
We are standing in front of your latest creation. This is absolutely gorgeous. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, thank you for the comment. The car is a 1937 Ford, which was shipped over to Cologne, Germany in 1937 as a chassis. And they commissioned Carl Deutsch to build a custom body for it. He was on contract with Ford to build one-off custom bodies. And so this car went through the drawing board process, and then he built a custom body for it. So in essence, it was a one-only German-bodied car. And it somehow made its way over to the United States after the war, and I purchased it about 18 years ago. And at that point in time, I was restoring antiques and classics and the big heavy Mercedes and Delahaye's, and so I had a real interest in the German styling and the German coachwork. And I ended up buying it at the Portland swap meet and just kept it for many, many years until we finally ended up doing something to it. And we ended up doing something very different other than restoring it to stock.
Well, I was at the Portland swap meet 18 years ago. How come I wasn't smart enough to buy that?
I bought it the first day and took it home. You didn't see it.
That's why, yeah.
Right.
What kind of shape was it in? Just rusty Hulk?
Very rusty, all original still, which was really amazing. It had the thick German seats and the thick German top, and a real huge Landau bar that they used to put on the side of the top, and all original sheet metal. And it ran, but it was very rusty.
Tell us a little bit about your company. I know you're one of the major players in the country, so what's in the future? What's the plans?
Well, in the future, we build 33, 34 Roadster bodies out of steel. We're the only people in the world that do that. We own the dies. We also build hot rods and customs. We're going to be building a run of 24 cars. They're not really one-offs because we're building 24, but we're going to do a limited edition 24 series, and they'll all be numbered. And when we're done with that series, we'll store the bucks and possibly go on to another project like that. But we're always looking for unusual designer-oriented builds, and this is what I see the upper echelon of the hobby going for, is designer-oriented builds. And it's just like a client building a custom house. He starts with plans, and it's a lot less expensive to make changes on paper than when you're down on the floor with the sheet metal.
Yeah. Well, we're all getting smarter, so it's good that we're using all that.
We hope we are.
Well, Steve, I'm going to let you get away from this interview and continue to get smarter. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, and we'll watch you in the future.
My pleasure.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Old man rhythm is in my shoes. It's no use to sitting and singing the blues. So be my guest, you've got nothing to lose. Won't you let me take you on a sea cruise? Ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee, baby. Won't you let me take you on a sea cruise? me, please. I don't like begging, but now I'm on bended knee. I got to get to rock and get my hat off the rack. I got to boogie woogie like a knife in the back. So be my guest, you've got nothing to lose. Won't you let me take you on a sea cruise? Ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee, baby. Won't you let me take you on a sea cruise? I got to get to moving, baby, I ain't lying. My heart is beating rhythm and it's right on time. So be my guest, you've got nothing to lose. Won't you let me take you on a sea cruise? Ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee, baby. Won't you let me take you on a sea cruise? Feel like jumping, baby, won't you join me, please? I don't like begging, but now I'm on bended knee. Ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee, baby. Won't you let me take you on a sea cruise?
He don't love you like I love you. If he did, he wouldn't break your heart. He don't love you like I love you. He's trying to tear us apart. Fare thee well, I know you're leaving for the new love that you found. The handsome guy that you've been dating. Whoa, I've got a feeling he's gonna put you down because he don't love you like I love you. If he did, he wouldn't break your heart. He don't love you like I love you. He's trying to tear us apart now. He uses all the great quotations. He says the things I wish I could say. Whoa, but he's had so many rehearsals. Girl, to him it's just another play. But wait, and when the final act is over and you're left standing all alone, when he takes his bow and makes his exit, I'll be there to take you home. He don't love you, and he never will like I love you. Because if he did, he wouldn't break your heart. Well, he don't love you.
Red always works, and it worked again. I am standing in front of Stan and Donna Fuller's 1937 Ford. Nice job. Looks gorgeous.
Oh, thank you very much.
A little bit of the history of the car?
Well, we started this car about 3 years ago, and I always liked the body and style, and decided to do one like this, but I wanted to change the front end. So as I talked to Steve Moles and had Chip Foose design it, and you can see it's turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it.
And were you turning wrenches and running sandpaper on this too?
Reluctantly, yes.
But now you're glad you did it, huh?
Yes, so it turned out very nice.
Running gear on the car?
It has a Chevy Corvette LS1 motor in it with a 4L60 tranny, and it has a Kugel rear end and has a Kugel front end suspension on it.
So the future plans for the car?
Just drive it. I built it to be a driver. So.
Are you just kind of doing the season with the shows, and when it's done, then you start driving it, or you're driving it now?
Well, I just got it done about 2 months ago, so just first time out, and would just show it for a bit and then drive it this summer.
You get to drive it as often as he does.
Well, it's supposed to be my car, so yes, I get to drive it.
There's a little emphasis on that, supposed to be.
Well, it could be her car.
All right, well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. It's a beautiful car. Thanks.
For your love, oh, I would do anything. I would do anything for your love. Or your kiss. Oh, I would go anywhere. I would go anywhere for your kiss. More foolish I grow with each heartbeat, but we all get foolish. That's why I repeat.
for your love. Oh, I would do anything. I would do anything for your kiss. I would do anything for your love. For your
I'm standing between a couple of deuces here, and Don Pilkinson is standing with me. He is the builder of these two cars. Dan, you have done a beautiful job.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the cars. What's the history? And
Well, the coupe back here, the gentleman that we built it for has owned that car. His dad gave it to him in 1960. He's had it that long. They're both original 1932 Ford steel cars. The owner is Paul Trussell from Columbia, South Carolina.
And future plans for the cars? Are these coming up to Seattle, perhaps?
He's thinking about trying to work out the logistics, right now. Trying to make that all happen.
Well, the Roadster Show up there is fantastic. It's been...
I've heard it's really nice.
So anything special in building these things? I mean, it's all special, but did you run into giant significant problems or anything happen?
No big problems. The coupe has been done since 1995. He's been driving that car. This one, the Roadster, we just finished. No big problems. There's just a lot of, although it looks like an original 32 Ford Roadster, there's a lot of modifications and body mods on it. But
what's the running gear on them?
The Roadster has a LS1 Corvette motor. The coupe has a NASCAR style small block with all the hand-built aluminum intake and all that stuff on it. But they're both small blocks. Yeah.
So you're going to drive them up to Seattle, and since you'll be up there, any chance of maybe myself or the crew of Vintage Vehicle borrowing them for the weekend up there?
Sure, go cruise and pick up some chicks.
I think my chick picking up days are over.
I don't know if the owner would go for that or not.
We won't tell him. We won't tell him. Don, thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
No problem.
All right, thank you.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Whoa.
We have had a fantastic time here at the Grand National Roadster Show in San Mateo, California. We are going to be back next week doing the show again for you. I am surrounded by a couple of the Raiderettes. Ladies, how have you enjoyed the show?
It's great. The cars are beautiful, and the people here are just so friendly. It's wonderful.
Car people are like that. Do you agree, or you think some of these car people are a little nuts?
No, they're a great bunch of folks. We're happy to be here, and it's great meeting everyone today.
The future of the Raiderettes. I mean, I know you're busy out there doing your shows and all, so anything special coming up?
We just finished the AFC wildcard game, and we're looking forward to our game this afternoon. Hopefully we'll be back next week for our AFC championship game.
Well, this is going to air after that game, so I just want to congratulate you. You won the game. You beat the crap out of those guys, so way to go.
That's great. Think positive. That's right.
Okay. We'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye-bye. Hi, I'm Lance Lambert. Thank you for tuning in to the Vintage Vehicle Show again. If you've been watching over the last few weeks, you know that we have been at the Grand National Roadster Show in San Mateo, California. We are still here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to have you meet some great people, see their cars, have a good time. If you watched the very first segment of this show, you know that the guy behind the camera is the guy that was with us for about 145 shows, and he came back to do the camera work on this show, Mr. Tim Stansberry. Tim, give us a wave. All right, that's our boy Tim. Okay, we're going to see some great cars, have a great time, so I'll see you in just a little bit.
Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream when I want you. In my arms when I want you. And all your charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream, 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 dream when I feel blue in the night and I need you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine. Night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream, 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 dream.
When this old world starts getting me down and people are just too much for me to face, I climb way up to the top of the stairs, and all my cares just drift right into space. On the roof it's peaceful as can be, and there the world below can bother me. Let me tell you now, when I come home feeling tired and weak, I go up where the air is fresh and sweet. On the roof, I get away from the hustling crowd and all that rat race noise down in the street. On the roof, on the roof, the only place I know where you just have to wish to make it so. Let's go up on the roof. Up on the At night the stars put on a show for free. And darling, you can share it all with me. I keep a telling you right smack dab in the middle of town, I found a paradise that's trouble-proof. On the starts getting you down, there's room enough for two up on the roof. Up on the roof. Up on the roof. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, come on, honey. Up on the roof. Everything is alright.
We are standing in front of a beautiful 1933 Ford Roadster, we being Larry and Tammy Vance. This is a fantastic car and a fantastic display, and Larry keeps telling me it's her car. It's her car.
Definitely her car.
Tell us a little bit about the history of the car.
We got it last August and have done some work to it, added the flames and refreshed the engine, and just this is the first show it's been to since we've changed all that, and we're excited to be here.
Tell us a little bit about the running gear on the car.
It's a 454 Chevy with a 350 turbo. We've refreshed the engine and Rat's Glass, Paul Atkins interior.
Hallie did the engine. He's a performance fell out of Missoula, Montana.
Your background in cars, does it go back to when you were a little boy and little girl building model cars, or?
Way back. Used to race a 34 Ford, a flathead, drags.
And how about you?
Yeah, Camaros.
All right.
Yep.
Future plans for this car?
Probably headed for Seattle, for the Seattle show.
You know, Seattle show is soon to become one of Dan's best shows, maybe the top show. He doesn't know it yet, but you know, the Seattle crowd really supports this whole thing. So we'll be able to see this up there then?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, when you get up to Seattle, mention my name and it'll get you absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Okay, Vance.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'm a traveling man, made a lot of stops all over the world, and in every port I own the heart of at least one lovely girl. I've a pretty senorita waiting for me down in old Mexico, and if you're ever in Alaska, stop and see my cute little Eskimo. Oh, my sweet Fraulein down in Berlin town makes my heart start to yearn, and my China doll down in old Hong Kong waits for my return. Pretty Polynesian baby over the sea, I remember the night when we walked in the sands of Waikiki, and I held you oh so tight. Oh, my sweet Fraulein down in Berlin town makes my heart start to yearn, and my China doll down in old Hong Kong waits
baby, over the sea. I remember the night when we walked in the sands of Waikiki, and I held you oh so tight. Well, I'm a traveling man. Yes, I'm a traveling man. Yes, I'm a traveling man. Well, I'm a traveling man.
Tim and I have traveled all over the West Coast to various car shows, and one of the things I have noticed, and I got to be honest, I noticed it even more than the car. It seems like every restaurant we ever have breakfast in, these two are sitting somewhere near eating breakfast. Richard and Paige, Udell and Hoochie, right?
That's correct. Yep, that's Hoochie.
So I have a 34 Ford behind me and a gorgeous motorcycle. They belong to you. Tell us a little bit about them.
The bike we did, it took us about 2 years to finish. I started riding on the back of Richard's motorcycle. I bought him his first bike at age 50 for his birthday, unbeknownst to him, first Harley.
Mrs. Lambert, did you notice that this wonderful woman bought her husband a motorcycle? Just give that some thought.
Yeah, surprise, surprise, surprise. Anyway, I went to Sturgis and decided, you know, if these gals can ride their own bike, I ought to be able to do that too. So I went back and took the course and learned to ride, and I absolutely love it. And Richard said, I'll tell you what, I'll build you a bike. So that's what we did.
This is fairly recent, right? Because I don't think I've seen the bike.
We had the bike on the circuit last year. We had it in Seattle, Portland, and Boise Roadster shows last year. Yeah, and it's got about 500 miles on it. We take it around Flathead Lake, take it to lunch, take it to get my nails done, all kinds of good things, yeah.
Are you going to have this in Seattle?
We're not going to do Seattle and Portland this year only because we were there last year. We had the great blessings of winning some nice things, so we're going to let somebody else this year, and we're going to stay away for a year.
Well, the show here, I know Dan is fantastic to work with on these shows. You having a good time hanging out with Dan?
We're having a wonderful time, and that's one of the main reasons that we do these shows is to meet the people, both the public and the other exhibitors. We always make new friends, and then we all get together in the summertime again.
I should mention at this show, which is a huge facility, but in one corner of this, there's this group of chairs and this group of people that have been a little bit rowdy, and they seem to be all around you guys.
Yes. We met people. We brought some other friends down with us from Montana who had the yellow car over there, and then across the hall or across the walkway is another new group of people that we met, and in turn they have several friends down. So they're, you know, it just blossoms and it snowballs, and we get together and we go to dinner, and someone says, well, we found this place, and they said, okay, let's go here, and then we find this one, and then we'll see these people probably 2-3 more shows out of the year.
Great.
So, and it's great.
Well, it's great seeing you here. Thank you for the interview. And Hooch, whoops, hey.
She's our biker dog.
All right, okay. Any closing statement there, Hooch?
What do you say? What do you say? No, it doesn't have meat on it. It's got it.
Shake it up, baby. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on and work it on out. Come on and work it on out. Well, work it on out, honey. Work it on out. Yeah, you look so good. You know you look so fine. spinning your calypso and your chicken at the hop. Do the dance sensations that are sweeping the nation at the hop. Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Well, you can swing and you can groove and you can really start to move it at the hop. Where the jockey is the smoothest and the music is the coolest at the hop. All the cats and the chicks can get their kicks at the hop. Let's go! Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop, oh baby. Let's go to the hop, oh baby. Let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Let's go! Do the slop and even strolling at the hop. When the record stops spinning, you calypso and your chicken at the hop. Do the dance sensations that are sweeping the nation at the hop. You can swing and you can groove and you can really start to move it at the hop. When the jockey is the smoothest and the music is the coolest at the hop. All the cats and the chicks can get their kicks at the hop. Let's go! Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop, oh baby. Let's go to the hop, oh baby. Let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop.
If you've been watching the show over the years, you realize we have been following the construction of the Avalade as it has progressed to the various from car to car. It is a stunning vehicle. Mr. Dean Arnold, the designer of the car, is standing next to me. Dean, tell us a little bit about the vehicle.
Yes, Lance, what we've done is we've taken the flavor of all the years of Stingray and combined it into what you see, the next generation Stingray, which we call the Avalade Corvette. This year we've taken the brand new Z06 and basically duplicated the Stingray styling in the split window style with a brand new Z06 chassis. In 1963 they done a limited edition Z06 with the high performance package in 1963, and we kind of want to bring that flavor back. It's kind of the first one in about 42 years.
It looks fantastic. The throwback to the 63 is real obvious on it. The production of this I know is going along real well. You're showing it all over the country. What do you have up your sleeve next?
Well, we got a new one we're debuting at Pebble Beach this year. It's going to really be shocking for everybody to see it, so guys keep close watch on what we're coming up with next.
Is there any way you can arrange for some kind of, some income flow to me to where I could afford one of these?
Well, they're perfectly financeable. They're still warranted through Chevrolet, and the build is relatively inexpensive. Basic price is about $30,000 on top of your Corvette chassis, and it goes up from there depending on what you want to do for upholstery and engine upgrades.
So you'd be willing to call my wife and kind of ease her into this, kind of smooth it out for me?
Such a deal for you today, Lance.
Yeah, today only. What would it take today? Thank you, Dean, very much.
Thank you, Lance.
Mm-hmm. Jay and Betty Jo Newell are standing next to me. We are standing next to their beautiful 1934 Ford. Great car. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I did all of the mechanical pick that. She got to pick the color, which is the most important part to her, the color and the graphics. Built it, just got it finished in Pleasanton. Took it up to Pleasanton, was the first time we had it out, and got invited here from that show.
Is this a long-time project, something you were working on years and years, or did you get it together real quick?
Real quick, about a year. We have another Roadster, and then decided I'd like a coupe, so started about a year ago. Got it finished right before a Pleasanton show, so about a year in putting it together.
Betty, it's a beautiful color combination. How did you get inspired for that?
I wanted the color of a sangria wine, and that's what the guy came up with, and we were real pleased with it. We wouldn't have picked the orange, but we left that up to the expert, and that's what he picked, and we were real happy with it.
So you had like a bottle of the way, hey, mister, can you match it?
It's about sums it up.
Future plans for the car?
This is really the first inside show we've been to, and it's very intense. We haven't have any plans to go anywhere else, but if we get invited, we'd love to take it somewhere else.
Hey Teresa, how you doing?
Good.
You enjoying the car show?
Yeah.
You realize that I'm way too old to be doing this? Yeah. Okay, I'm going down. I am surrounded by a bevy of handsome gentlemen who are surrounded by a bevy of Woodies. This is a fantastic collection you have here. Guys, tell us a little bit about it. Who am I talking to here to begin with?
My name is Jerry Gammett out of San Jose, California.
And next to you?
Ron Wright out of Campbell, California.
And way over here?
Art Fortin, Gilroy, California.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit about your club, the Santa Cruz Woodies, and the cars themselves.
Well, the club started in 1993 down in Santa Cruz with just a bunch of surfers, and has turned into be the largest club for the National Woodies Association, and we just have a bunch of fun. And we have cars that barely run to the cars that you see here that are meticulously cared for and worked on and lovingly restored and what have you. So
those old issues of Rod and Custom magazine with the skinny guys in bathing suits with the surfboards and the beater wagons, was that you guys?
That wasn't us. No, that wasn't us.
This is the current edition, as you see us.
We're wearing our surfboards these days. Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about the club. And of course, Woodies have always been a fantastic thing, but to be organized like this, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, we do a lot of trips on the road up and down the coast, and have a lot of fun with stock cars, restored cars, hot rods. And we just all get together and have a good time.
I would think the term warm and fuzzy really applies. I mean, you guys pull in everywhere, and kids to old timers just probably go nuts over these.
Well, they do. It attracts a lot of attention every place that we go. Art has a very unique car here. There's not very many 35 Woodies around, and so everybody kind of gathers around that and drools on it, and then he has to bring out the rag and wipe it off. But
I was going to say, don't touch the car, but if it's yours, I guess that's okay.
Gotcha. Right. No, we do, like Ron was saying, we do trips. We do travel as a group, and I've had a lot of cars over the years. I've had a lot of hot rods and Corvettes and other kinds of things, and there isn't a car that I've ever had in the past that draws the interest that this kind of car draws. I mean, it gets comments and looks and interest from people of all ages, shapes, sizes, walks of life, and there's something about it, from little kids to gals that would never look at a custom car or hot rod. For whatever reason, they love the Woody, and they just maybe they relate to it being a station wagon and a grocery getter and a shopping vehicle, but they just love them. And so, my great stories is that one time we were traveling down to Southern California, and we all went to stop at a lunch stop at a McDonald's, and as we drove into the parking lot, they were all cruising in a line, and this dad and his little kids were walking out with their lunch, and the little guy said, "Look, Dad, a Woody." Now I thought to myself, now how did he know at 5 years old that was a Woody? But that for whatever reason, like they say, at all ages they get recognized, and it's kind of cool. So.
Well, with of course, the Woody thing has been popular for eternity, and the whole station wagon thing that's been growing so much in the last couple of years. You guys have the right combination. Yeah. Gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Are you going to get up to Seattle at all?
These days, yes, there is the Grand National Roadster Show, and I know that Art and I have talked about it, and we're trying to convince Ron to maybe...
Get with the program, Ron.
The next time the sun's out, we'll be up.
Guys can do something about the rain,
Listen, that 2-week summer we have is just fantastic up there.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, baby, jump over here when you do the ooby dooby. I just gotta be near ooby dooby, 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 dooby doo wah doo wah doo wah. But you wiggle to the left, you wiggle to the right, you do the ooby dooby with all your might. Ooby dooby, 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 dooby doo wah doo wah doo wah. till you think your heart will break. Ooby dooby, 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 dooby doo, wah doo, wah doo, wah. Strutting, 'cause now you know how to do the ooby dooby. Baby, let's go ooby dooby, 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 dooby doo, wah doo, wah doo, wah.
It's that gotcha factor. I was walking around the show and there's a car that jumped right out at me. It is owned by Ben Giasis. Ben, this is a beautiful car you have here.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy with it.
Tell us a little bit about the history of it and what the plans are for it.
Well, actually, it originated in Palmdale, California. A gentleman picked it up by the name of Ron Bales in North Carolina and did the majority of the body work. And I picked it up from there and did some of the flames, all the interior, and running gear.
And plans for the car? You're going to be driving it, or you can do mostly shows with it? Or?
Oh, it's a driver. It's got 10,000 miles on it already, and I hope to run it until I'm gone, anyways.
So you're going to wear those nicks with pride on the front there.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, touch up every once in a while, and I'm really honored just to have it in the show right now.
What's your impression of the show so far?
It's fantastic. Tim, the manager's under a lot of stress, and he's done a great job considering, and everyone's just very friendly.
And Dan, you having fun working with him?
Oh yeah, he's a blast. I wish I could make all 4 of his shows.
Wish you could make it up to Seattle. It's not too late to change your mind.
Yeah, I may. It depends if I walk away with a little bit more weight, a little more metal. I may make it up there.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, Ben. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. I know you get to like it if you give it a chance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. My little baby sister can do it with me. It's easier than learning your ABC. So come on, do the locomotion with me. You gotta swing your hips now. Come on, baby, jump up, jump back. Well, I think you got the knack. Whoa, whoa, now that you can do it, let's make a change now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. A chugga motion like a railroad train now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Do it nice and easy now, don't lose control. A little bit of rhythm and a lot of soul. Come on, do the locomotion with me. Yeah. Move around the floor in a locomotion. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Do it holding hands if you get the notion. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. There's never been a dance that's so easy to do. It even makes you happy when you're feeling blue. So come on, do the locomotion with me. Come on, you gotta swing your hips now. Come on, that's right. You're showing fine. Come on, do the locomotion. Come on, baby. Jump back. Come on, jump back. You're looking good. Come on, do the locomotion. Jump back. Come on, jump back.
I've always enjoyed cartoon artwork ever since I was a kid when I used to buy the cartoon comic books and the Ed Roth stuff and try to imitate it. There's a gentleman whose work I have noticed over the years. I really like it. I own 5 pieces of it at this point, Mr. Bill Harper, and this is Mr. Bill Harper standing next to me, a fine artist and cartoonist. Bill, how did you get into all this?
Oh, because I could never draw a straight line. You've heard of artists that can't draw a straight line? That's my problem.
All right. Well, your inspiration, I mean, you have a definite style to the way you do the cars, and then, of course, your whole chicken thing that you got going. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I used to show chickens as a hobby. And
Show chickens like chickens, like chicken. You're at a car show, but you went to chicken shows.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so everyone knew that I showed chickens and cars, so everyone always called me the chicken farmer. So we adopted Wild Willie as a mascot in all of our pictures. And I've got a really exclusive piece here. This one here I printed, and I've only printed 50 of them because there's only 50 of them, so I figured I could never sell more than 50 of them.
Well, it makes it a unique piece. So you've expanded. You have a line of metal signs now that are just reproductions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're kind of, they're difficult to reproduce them in metal, so we only have 3 so far, but if they go over good, we'll expand that line of our artwork.
Well, I talked to your distributor at ad he had in Rod and Custom magazine, and he said the magazine came out on a Wednesday, and by the following Monday he had over 800 phone calls off of that, so that somebody likes your stuff out there.
That sounds good. It sounds like it's going over better than the Tucker.
You have just everything. I mean, just obscure stuff. Anything you don't have? Silly question, but you have so many different cars.
There's so many cars, unfortunately. They keep making new ones every year.
It looks like you have the 40s through the 70s covered anyway.
Well, even we've got the new T-Bird that's just came out, the 2002, and the SSR that GM is going to come out with, which we beat them on the market. So.
Well, Bill, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. You have great stuff here, and I will continue to add to my collection.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know something about love. You gotta want it bad. If that guy's got into your blood, go out and get him. If you want him to be the very part of you, make you want to breathe. Here's the thing to do. Tell him that you're never gonna leave
Tim and I have had a fantastic time here at the Grand National Roadster Show in San Mateo. We'd like to thank Dan Sear for inviting us down. We hope you've enjoyed the show. And Tim, thank you for connecting up with me and being the fantastic cameraman that you continue to be. To the audience, I will see you on the next show. Bye-bye.